guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Semester 1, Practice Final. So we've already done the first 10 problems together. We are on number 11. Let's do this. So if f of x equals 2/3 x minus 5, find the value of f of negative 6. So what we have to do is plug this in, and when we plug it in, we're going to simplify, okay? So I have f of negative 6 equals 2/3 times negative 6 minus 5. So what we have to do, what's 2/3 of negative 6? Well, if you don't know, we're doing 2/3 and I'm timesing that. Oh, come on. We're going to do this in a little bit. Okay, so 2/3 and we're going to times that by negative 6 and we get negative 4. Now, negative 4 is not my answer. I have to do that negative 4 minus 5. And negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9. And it looks like the negative sign fell off my number D. So D is our answer. Actually, hold on real quick. Yes, D is the appropriate answer. Okay, so for number 12, see how it's set up just a little bit different than number 11? Where 11 we had to plug in and simplify. That's because this was our x. If g of x equals negative 3x plus 7, find the value of x so that g of x equals negative 8. So if they didn't tell me the x, they must have told me the y. So this is where we solve. We have negative 8 equal to negative 3x plus 7. Excuse me, and now we have to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 7 to both sides. Negative 8 minus 7 is negative 15. And then to get the x by itself, I just divide by negative 3. Negative 15 divided by negative 3 is a positive 5. So our final answer is B. All right, for number 13, evaluate f of 0. So just remember that that is x. They're saying when x is 0, what's y? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a line where x equals 0. I'm going to find my point, and my point right there is 0, negative 2. So what is that? When x is 0, my y is negative 2. Okay. Number 14. Which graph correctly represents the line x equals 4? So one thing I want you to know is there's one variable. So one variable means it's a special case, and the special cases are not diagonal. So I can cross C off right away. Now, x equals 0, that is a vertical line. So if it's a vertical line, it can't be A because A is horizontal. B is my vertical. And if you look at it, it's right where x equals 4. So our final answer is B. All right, number 15. What is the x-intercept of the line negative 3x plus 8y equals negative 24? So when I'm finding my x-intercept, that's where y equals 0. So I'm going to take that equation and I'm going to plug in 0 for y. And now I'm going to solve. 8 times 0 is 0. We get negative 3x equals negative 24. And then to solve for x, we divide by negative 3. and we get a negative divided by negative is a positive. So just remember that this is a point, and this is the point 8, 0. Okay, if you forgot your negative, you might have circled 8 because, yeah, a negative divided by negative, guys. Positive. All right, flip it over. Graph the following using the X and Y-intercepts, okay? So if I'm doing the X and Y-intercepts, the X-intercept is where Y equals 0, and the Y-intercept is where X equals 0. So we have 8x minus 4 times 0 equals negative 16. We'll find the X-intercept first. 8x equals negative 16. Divide both sides by 8. And we get that x equals negative 2. Just remember that is the point negative 2, 0. Okay? So when I find negative 2, 0, it is boom, right there. Okay? So now we're going to find the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where x equals 0. And we're going to plug in 0 for x. So we have negative 4y equals negative 16. I'm going to divide both by negative 4. A negative divided by negative is a positive. So that is the point 0, 4. Okay? So 0, 4 is right there. And then we're going to connect those. We're going to draw our line as I'm searching for my straight edge. My desk is a little dirty today. So here's a straight edge. I know this straight edge isn't very good. Hold on. We're going to pause this. So I'm going to get a good one. Okay, that's a little bit better. So looking at those, our one that is closely to that is B. Number 17, what is the slope of a line which contains the points negative 2, negative 5, and 4, negative 1? So just remember, when we're using the slope formula, we're going to be subtracting. The y's go on the top, the y2 minus y1, and on the bottom, x2 minus x1. So I'm going to set this up already with my subtraction. The y's go on the top, negative 1 minus negative 5, which turns into a positive 5. On the bottom, we have 4 minus negative 2, so once again, that turns into a positive. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. And then we need to reduce the fraction. Now, if you don't know that, use your calculator, but you should be getting D, or C, I'm sorry, 2/3. Okay, so what is the rate of change? Just remember that rate of change is a fancy word for slope. So I need to take these 2 points that are in interval notation and put them into, I'm sorry, function notation, and then put them into points. Because this is my x, this is my y, this is my x, this is my y. And then we're just going to use the slope formula to find it out. So 9 minus 4 on the top, and then negative 2 minus negative 2, which turns into plus 2. 9 minus 4 is 5, and then negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So right away I can cross off A and C because those aren't going to be my answer. But is it 0 or is it undefined? Now, I always recommend you plug it in the calculator first before you guess. Okay, the big error came up, so I know that it's going to be undefined. We also talked about how the 0 is underneath, so it is undefined. All right, number 19. What is the slope of the line shown at the right? This is a horizontal line, and a horizontal line has a 0 slope because it is lazy. Okay, and last one, number 20. What is the slope of the line shown at the right? Remember, when we're looking at slope, we're going from one point to the other. The first thing that I know is that this line is falling. And if it's falling, it's a negative slope. So we can cross out D. And then we just count. So I'm going down 1 over 2. So my slope is down 1 over 2, which is negative 1/2 for C. Okay. Well, guys, that's it for questions 11 through 20. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself, Mr. Grice. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Semester 1 practice video. Thanks for watching.